Bedbugs are a landlord's worst nightmare. I remember when I was a child, my father would often say to me before bed, "Good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bedbugs bite." At the time, it never occurred to me that bedbugs were a totally legit nightmare. They actually feed on human blood and they hurt like a bastard when they bite. Some people have no reaction to bedbug bites, while others experience an allergic reaction that can include severe itching, blisters, hives. Bedbugs are about the size of an apple seed, and I usually find them hiding under the sheets of my tenant's bed, in the cracks or crevices of their mattress, or on their box spring, and around the baseboards of their bedrooms. My tenants, who have a lot of certain types of guests through their apartment, have the highest incidence of bedbug problems. Many landlords know that bedbugs have made a huge resurgence in recent years, and the only people happy about that are the pest control companies. Getting rid of bedbugs is a super tricky thing to do for a number of reasons. First of all, bedbugs can survive for about 70 days without feeding, so if you try and catch them or vacuum them up, they'll just crawl off and hide for weeks. The only way to get rid of these horrible things is to spray the entire apartment with nasty chemicals twice, or some pest control companies choose to bring in special equipment that heats up your apartment to like 145 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to kill the bedbugs. The cheaper option is the chemical spray, and unfortunately, for the spraying to be effective, you're going to need a lot of cooperation from your tenants. They have to pack up all their clothes, wash them a couple times, vacuum like crazy, pull all the furniture away from the baseboards, and vacate the premises for several hours as the unit is being sprayed. Now, some of my tenants have been super helpful when it comes to getting their apartments ready for spraying, but on several occasions, my pest control workers have refused to spray certain apartments because they were a disaster. One worker actually said to me, "Buddy, bedbugs is the last of their worries in there. They should be more concerned with gangrene or scabies." A few years ago, bedbugs were such a problem in my city that I was considering getting my pest control license to save money. I was getting calls from my tenants all the time, and the calls are always similar. "You have bedbugs. Your bedbugs have contaminated my pristine living space. Everything was hunky-dory until your bedbugs showed up on the scene and made everything awful. When are you going to get over here and do something about your bedbugs?" It became all too predictable. And all my landlord buddies told me that they were constantly being blamed for their bedbug problems too. In fact, according to the ancient landlording scripts, no tenant has ever taken responsibility for a single case of bedbugs throughout the course of history. And this totally made up fact is also completely irrelevant because from a legal standpoint, it really doesn't matter who brought the bedbugs into a building. It's the landlord's responsibility to get rid of them on the ASAP. I've spent thousands of dollars and tons of my time trying to rid my units of bedbugs. Sometimes I call in the professionals, and other times I try and do the spraying myself, and I've had mixed results with this as well. One time a tenant refused to leave actually after I'd begun spraying this brutal toxic pesticide cocktail in his apartment. Although he promised to leave when I made the arrangement for the spraying a few days earlier, he changed his mind in the moment. Unfortunately, I had to get his caseworker involved, and then she had to come down and basically drag him out of his apartment. So yes, you could say that I've had a lot of fun with bedbugs and the fun that they bring. My wife is always quite concerned when I have to enter a unit that has bedbugs. She told me several times that under no circumstance am I supposed to come home after being in close proximity to bedbugs. She's so paranoid about me bringing bedbugs home that we have a certain protocol that we use, and it goes like this. When I return to the house from a bedbug-ridden apartment, I must immediately take off all my clothes and put them in a garbage bag before I even think about entering the house. Once the clothes are bagged tightly and my shoes are sprayed out with a hose, I may then proceed into the house and put my contaminated belongings directly into the washing machine and put them through 2 cycles at the hottest temperature. I've gotten quite used to this procedure, and actually so have my neighbors. Over the years, they have seen this ritual play out quite a few times. I've tried to convince them that this isn't some sort of kinky foreplay, me getting undressed in the front porch, and it's not an exercise in role play, but I'm sure they might not believe me. Now, I hope that you, the viewer, have to never suffer through this bedbug experience yourself. But if you do, remember this. You brought on the bedbug problem yourself, and you better hope that when you're stripping off your sullied, bedbug-ridden clothes on the front porch, it's not the middle of February.